And for Bernafon, we are very happy to be able to now present you our latest product for this audiological situation, the CROS Mini-Right TR transmitter. So this transmitter is wirelessly connected to another hearing aid, and this can have an active microphone, then it's a BiCROS, or the receiving hearing aid has the microphone deactivated, and then it's a CROS. So both solutions can be covered with our Bernafon CROS solution. But before we go into the technology, I would like to take a few minutes to clarify really on the indication and what are we talking about here. Because CROS actually stands for contralateral routing of a signal. So something is happening on one side and gets transmitted to the other side. The classical indication for CROS could be, as you see here on the slide, a client has a normal hearing in one ear, but an unaudible hearing loss or a total deafness even on the opposite ear. The poorer ear is then the unaudible. Now, this poorer ear might actually have some severe to profound hearing loss in the audiogram, but it comes with a very poor word recognition and a poor spatial hearing. So actually, a single-sided deafness is defined as to have an unaudible hearing in one ear and a normal hearing or an audible hearing loss on the other side. So usually this describes a person who suffers from a unilateral hearing loss, which is so great that this client really wants to have a solution. A classical example would be, for example, a student that is then with a CROS solution able to hear what's being said with his other students on the poorer ear side. So there is one device on this poorer side that can pick up, for example, quiet speech. A taxi driver would be another person who could use this and then hear what's been said on that side or in the back much better than without a solution. So there is one transmitter device on the poorer ear, and there is a receiving hearing instrument on the better ear. Since the microphone on the CROS fitting is only active on the poorer side, it gets transmitted to the other side as an additional input. It is, so to speak, an external microphone, if you want to see it that way, and maybe that helps to understand how this technology works. Because the hearing instrument on the better ear, which is actually a full hearing instrument, but with the microphone muted. So the only sound that comes through this hearing instrument on the better ear is perceived on the other side to overcome, for example, the head shadow effect. Very similar to this, yet quite different, is the bilateral contralateral routing of signals. So here we do the same thing for the poorer ear with having a transmitter. But in this situation, the hearing instrument on the better ear, which has a hearing loss, but and therefore also needs amplification, in this situation, both microphones of the systems of the transmitter and the receiver are active. So here, again, I would like to highlight that the CROS device on the poorer ear, the transmitter, is actually an external microphone, and that becomes important later on when we talk about fitting the CROS devices. So here for the BiCROS situation, we have a functioning hearing instrument for the better ear to compensate the existing hearing loss on the audible ear, and we give the extra input from the poorer side to overcome the head shadow effect and create benefits for the client. Why do we need CROS or BiCROS? Well, I explained it already in the previous slides, but there are more situations. A unilateral hearing loss is the classical indication for CROS, but also an asymmetric hearing loss with one side being profoundly impaired, as I said, is the BiCROS solution. Overall, what we can achieve is an improved sensitivity to sounds from different locations. So sound awareness can be significantly improved, especially on the poorer ear. And a CROS and a BiCROS solution can, of course, contribute a lot to speech awareness and an improved speech understanding. Now, finally, I can show you what it looks like, but I guess you already had an idea, because this is a mini-right TR device. So this is a very popular style for Bernafon, and most of our clients choose this style because it's really nice, discreet, and the two color scheme makes it look very small behind the ear. So that's great, and we provide 5 color combinations. You saw them just now quickly running through the slides. So there are options in different colors. And of course, we want ease of mind for our clients. So this device is very robust and has been IP68 certified. So no worries about moisture, humidity, and dust. From the technical side, we utilize here a very stable binaural connection. We're using the NFMI technology that is used in our hearing aids anyway, for example, for the binaural noise management. So we are using this technology with all our devices to get them connected. And also we use them here to connect the CROS unit to the hearing instrument. I'm highlighting this because you might think about the power consumption of a CROS device. Is it because we are sending so many data? But there are no worries about this, because NFMI is what we're using anyway. So the battery will simply last and behave as you know our proven rechargeable batteries from Bernafon. Of course, a CROS device needs to be fixed on the ear. It needs to be stable on the ear. And we use our given mini-right speaker system that really offers great flexibility to fit it to everybody's ear. Of course, you might wonder now, and you might say, for a CROS device, which has a profound hearing loss, why are you using a speaker anyway? Then you're right wondering about this, because the speaker system of a CROS mini-right device in that sense has no audiological purpose. It is not even active. No sound comes out of the CROS device as it gets transmitted to the opposite side. But of course, we use the mini-fit speaker system to have a comfortable and good fit on the ear. When it comes to wearing comfort, we also make use of our latest open base dome. Again, here, no audiological purpose. We just use the open base dome because in its shape, in its how it fits into the ear, does not just give a good retention, but also a very comfortable fit in the ear. Of course, if you like to, if you prefer ear molds, custom-made ear molds, this can be done with our mini fit speaker system, as you might already know. All options here to fit it. Just some highlights in terms of the hardware. Our device, as I mentioned, is protected with the IP, with a great IP standard. We're making use of the NFMI technology, the mini-fit speaker system, and the acoustic options I just presented to you to fit it to the ear. And we have our proven 312 plus lithium-ion battery in here. So this is a rechargeable, quick charging battery that can last up to 24 hours fully charged, depending on streaming and performance and how the customer is using it. It has a quick charge function and can be fully charged in just 3 hours. To change the sound and the volume, which sometimes is important for CROS users, we provide double push buttons. Not just to power on and off, but through the fitting software, you can also give different functionalities to the push buttons, for example, a volume control. So in a CROS or BiCROS system, we are talking about 2 devices, one on the better, one on the poorer ear. But it doesn't matter which of the push buttons you're using. They will always, so to speak, take the other device with them. So that's important for program changes and maybe volume control. All right, there's an LED on the device, as you might know it from our Alpha mini-right devices already. So this gives information about primarily about the charging status. So there are some hardware details that you might want to know about. Yes, the push button we discussed already. We can use our fitting software to decide what can be changed with a double push button. Full flexibility here for you to fit it to your clients. We certainly give audible indicators to communicate to the end user, for example, when the battery is about to run flat. And here, of course, is a tricky situation where we need to get our heads around, because we have one poorer ear where we have the CROS device, and we send also the audible indicators to the better ear. But there's a hearing instrument as well, which has its own audible indicators. That's why we changed the defaults for the CROS transmitter just slightly. For example, the audible indicator is happening on 1500 Hertz by default, just to have a different signal to the hearing instrument. So a lower beep indicates the battery of the hearing instrument runs flat, and a slightly higher pitched beep indicates that it's actually the CROS transmitter battery that is saying goodbye, so to speak. So I think you got the idea about this. We just make it comfortable and easy for the customer to understand what is happening on each of the sides. Also, there's no startup jingle on the CROS device, because the startup jingle will come from the hearing instrument, and once it is booted, it will simply automatically connect to the CROS transmitter. The LED, as I said earlier, gives some information primarily about the battery status, but also about the boot up sequence and the shutdown confirmation. Very important in case they want to shut it down manually and not just put it into the charger. And there are some charging options we can now provide with all our rechargeable hearing aids. But especially here, also important for our CROS transmitter, it is equipped with our powerful, quick charging lithium-ion battery. And we are happy to have now 2 charger options available. A new charger that you see on the left-hand side, the box, that is the Charger Plus, which has an integrated power bank. So this is good to provide 3 full charges to 2 devices. Of course, we need to add 2 devices because a CROS system exists always with 2 devices. Okay, so we are happy to have the Charger Plus and, of course, our proven desk charger. Both have the same capabilities in terms of charging time. So there's no difference because that depends on the battery, and we have a quick charging one. So both are good, solid solutions, one more dedicated for the travel. All right, so 2 options, lots of flexibility for you in the clinic to make the best out of it and personalize it to your customer. But that's all hardware. We also need to fit a CROS device. And here you see a quick screenshot of our fitting software, Oasis Next. And when you make sure that you have the version 2021.2, then you have all the capabilities to fit a CROS solution. So what you would do, you would simply start a normal fitting, and then you have to select the hearing instruments as we demonstrate here on this screenshot. You choose the hearing instrument, of course, for the better ear. No matter whether the actual ear needs an amplification or not, so whether it's a BiCROS or CROS, the hearing instrument is always on the better ear. And the CROS transmitter always goes to the poorer side. So in our example here, you see that we fit an Alpha 9 mini-right T. TR would be best on the right ear, and we choose the CROS transmitter for the left side. And this is how you would see it. So you don't really get the same visualization as with the instrument, because it is, in brackets, just an external microphone. It's the smartest microphone you can get. It's a CROS transmitter. So this is how it would look like. Once we have selected these 2 units in the fitting software is ready to pair them, and this will happen automatically. Once you've selected it in the fitting software, you don't have to worry about pairing any longer. because this then later on just happens by simply activating both devices and bringing them to an ideal range of distance that is between 20 and 30 centimeters. So a good solid skull, a head, so to speak, as a distance. And if they're in this range, then they will simply automatically connect once they are activated. Okay, so as soon as you've told the software that you're about to fit a CROS transmitter, you will see a new tab will appear in the fitting software. Here it is. So that gives you the option to balance the two devices. And you can also decide actually in what sorry, I'm missing the words, in what condition you want to fit the device. So in our example here, which is different to the previous screen, because here you see we have a hearing instrument on the left ear. Here we have chosen a BiCROS situation, because in this example, the person needs amplification. But you could also fit it as a CROS solution, for example, if there's no hearing loss, and there's an option to tell the software, I don't need a CROS in this situation. Now, you might wonder, why would I say that? Because each program can be fitted individually. And there might be scenarios where the customer does not want to have the CROS transmitter being active. This might be very rare occasions, but of course we want to give the full fitting flexibility to you. And there it is, you have all options to change the settings, as they can be done independently for different programs. So again, I apologize, just a quick run through about what is actually happening. The CROS Mini Right TR functions as a transmitting microphone only. It has no inbuilt telecoil function, but it communicates with the NFMI proven technology, which just is fast, reliable, and low in energy consumption. With a CROS transmitter, because it is a transmitting microphone, certain transmissions will not be available for it. For example, you won't need to do a feedback manager on the CROS transmitter because the speaker is not even active, right? Doesn't make sense. And of course, you can't run an in situ audiometry because this is the poorer ear, and there is no point in doing hearing testing through the CROS transmitter. Also, test box measurements are not possible with a CROS transmitter. You would simply use the hearing instrument in the test box. And programs with telecoil functions are not available, as I said earlier. Yeah, that's the most important things we need to know about the CROS system. And in summary, I would like to conclude that the Bernafon CROS Mini Right TR is a combination that works perfectly well and is designed for our latest hybrid technology. If you don't know about the benefits of the hybrid technology, please check it out. It's really a revolutionary way, new way of sound processing that was brought to the market by Bernafon as an industry's first. It really ensures for best sound without compromises, so it's worth to check it out. And CROS Mini Right TR is designed to work with this. This really is optimizing the speech and listening comfort for your customers, for our customers. Also supported by our hybrid sound processing, where we can isolate noises very effectively and by that provide a speech understanding like never before with our devices. Overall, this is a Mini Right TR. You saw the hardware, and I'm sure you agree with me that this is the most discreet solution we can provide. And it comes in our most popular style. So I'm quite sure that the cosmetical aspect of accepting two devices when you just have a hearing loss in one ear is really nicely covered, because once on the ear, each customer will understand, oh, this looks really discreet, is light, and gives me the acoustical benefits I'm looking for. For you as an HCP, it's a straightforward fitting with our proven fitting software Oasis Next. So no worries here. Once it is selected the device, it will be fitting like every other fitting. Of course, you need to get used a little bit to the balancing of the CROS transmitters, but trust me, this is not a big deal, and there are supports for this available. We have the two charger options, as I showed you earlier, for full fitting flexibility and personalization for your customers. So really all positive points for our CROS Mini-Ride TR. If you'd like to see more material, then please check out our website. In the professional sections, you find more information. If you don't have access to our professional website now, just go to the Bernafon.com and request for it. Usually it's just a matter of minutes, maybe hours, to grant you access. So that shouldn't stop you from seeking, for example, our CROS guide, which gives much more information on how to counsel the clients on what to expect from the device, how to balance the devices in the fitting software. All this information you find in our great guide. It's a 12-pager, so easy to read with lots of informations. And of course, we have more product information available. Please check them out on our website. All right, with this, I would like to close the call. There's a lot to know about CROS and our Mini-Ride TR solution. Please check it out more. It's really a great solution and an additional offering for your clients. Thank you very much.